ओम अखंडम सच्चिदानंदम अवाङ्मनसगोचरम आत्मानम अखिलाधारम आश्रये भीष्टसिद्धये. We are studying here Sadananda Yati's Vedanta Sar, and last time we have studied up to Shlok 71, sentence 71. But there are certain things which are interconnected, overlapping, so we have to consider these things little more carefully. And so we are going back to Sutra, sentence 65. 65, 69, 72 are connected. 71 also. We have been dealing with the Vikshepa Shakti, and this Vikshepa Shakti has produced this subtle universe first. And we have seen that subtle elements, Akasha, Vayu, Teja, Ap and Prithvi. Akasha, no correct English translation, approximately space, air. Teja can be translated in English as light or heat. Upper, water or liquids in general. Prithvi, earth, clay or solids in general. These are the rough English translations. And these tanmatras, the subtler form of these elements, are not exactly what is in our mind, space or wind or light or heat or water or earth. What we are perceiving is their gross forms. These are things which can be perceived only by the yogis or by the Vedantis or the man of knowledge. If the perception becomes subtler, then only we can perceive, and they are called tanmatras because that much unmixed is the elements. Now, from that, are constituted बुद्धिर नाम निश्चयात्मिका अंतःकरण वृत्ति. Antakarana, inner organ, which is made of these very subtle elements mixed up, not compounded. And the sattvic aspect of them, because it has the capacity to reveal things on reflection. Now, this antakarana has a vritti, that means a wave rising. Now there are types of waves. This is the, if you look at it from the matter point of view, which you have been up till now, then this is a wave. First, Mana should have been told, but he has his own way. Nishchayatmika vritti. A wave which determines, decides, resolves, comes to a final conclusion about anything in the world. Now, 69, I'm connecting, I'm reading first. Abhimanatmika antakarana vritti ahankara. So another vritti of the Ahankar, which tells I am this, that is called Ahankar. Abhiman means I am this. Now I am this is a form of consciousness. And as we have seen last time, that with mana, especially with buddhi, this is always connected. We cannot have a buddhi without ahankar. That means I know this, I see this, I do this. That is a form of resolution or determination or coming to a conclusion. So, coming to a conclusion, we describe better as a bipolar wave. And on one side of the wave is I. And the other side of the wave is some perception, some decision, some determination. Now, we decide he is my friend, or this is a white color, or I love him, or I shall do this. Now, if this is the Nishyatmika Vritti, does it not change? We have decided today it is this, tomorrow we see it is not that. Tomorrow our decision changes. So one difficulty arises in definition of buddhi, and this has led to a lot of confusion amongst so-called, I should add, Vedantists. The ratiocination, the reasoning process, we generally call buddhi, but that is a part of the mind. And this buddhi which we call is continuously changing. So the buddhi word used in scriptures, unfortunately or fortunately, is not this. Now, what is that resolution? What is that determination? What is that conclusion which does not change? And that conclusion is I am a jiva. I am a living being. I am a conscious being. This is that this changes only when illumination comes and we realize I am not a separate jiva, I am Brahman. Till then, at the base of each buddhi, he is my friend. I is there already. I perceive this wall. I is already there. I shall do. I is already there. So, the Nishyatmika Vritti, which is at the root of all so-called Nishyatmika Vrittis, is this Vritti that I am a living being, I am a conscious being. Add to that what you like, I am a thinking being, I am a rational being, I am a being. So, Buddhi word in the scriptures is generally this. Today, we are going to read sentence 72. इयं बुद्धिः ज्ञानेन्द्रियैः सहिता विज्ञानमय कोशो भवति. So we'll find that this buddhi plus jnanendriyas is called Vijnanamaya Kosh. Now because Sadananda Yati has started describing superimposition from subtler to the grosser, from the root to the product, this word Vijnanamaya Kosha comes here. Before that, one word Anandamaya Kosha has come. But if you have to understand Kosha, please, today a lot of patience will be required. If you have to understand Kosha, you have to understand it in the order in which it comes in Taittiriya Upanishad. And there, after this Akasha and all that, Atmana Akasha Sambhuta. Akasha Vayu, Vayu Agni, Agni Apa, Apa Prithvi, Prithivyo Annam, Annat Purusha. That means from Prithvi comes out Annam, food, and man's body. Man as we know it today, not theoretically, as we are aware of his man today, is made of this Annam body, Annam food. Now, this is Annamayam Atmanam, according to Taittiriya Upanishad. Annamayam Atmanam means my perception, my consciousness, my awareness that I am this body made of food. Then as evolution takes place, my understanding improves. I go to this subtler understanding. I know that this body is filled up with another Atman. Let us go slowly in the way Taittiriya Upanishad has described. We know that within this Annamaya Atma, self made of food, there is another self made of the vital forces, Pranamaya Atma. And when we realize that Pranamaya Atma, we understand that the previous one was only a body and this is its reality. So, first, this is taken to be myself. Secondly, it is understood that within it is another myself. And then the next step is that is myself. This is only a body. So this is not myself. Now at that point, some Swamis or scholars are of the view that this word kosha has been brought by Shankaracharya. It is not there in Taittiriya Upanishad. I found it in another Upanishad. But it is an evident word. When we follow these steps, I feel this is myself. Then I feel within this is another myself. And then I feel, experience that the previous one which I felt is not self, is body. And this new thing which I am feeling is this self. Now what that previous self will be called? Previous self will be called a sheath. As the sword is kept in a sheath. Because now that has been understood as the body and not the self. Now new thing I am calling as self. So as soon as I call new thing as self, the inner reality as self, the outer thing automatically becomes a sheath. It is a body, it is not self. It is a body means it is not self. Though I felt previously it is myself, though previously my awareness was that it is myself, now my awareness has changed and my awareness tells me I am the self which is inside this, the vital force. And so this will automatically get a different name than the self, and that is sheath. If this is the body in which another self is there, then this self is becomes a sheath. Now this is food sheath. Within that is pranamaya, atma, reality which is vitality. Then further evolution takes place, and I find that within this vitality self, there is another self. And that self is called mind self. And then I find that this mind self is the self. The previous vital self is only body. Vital self is only body means now it is not self. Vital self is body means this mind self works lives in the vital sheath, and that lives in the food sheath, and then it acts upon the outside world. So now this vital cell is called vital sheath, and the mind is the new cell. And then further evolution takes place, and I find that inside this mind cell there is another cell, and that is this Vijnanamaya Kosha. Vijnanamaya Kosha, Vijnana means the Anubhav, the consciousness that I am a Jiva. This is Vijnanamaya Kosha. I am a living being. I am a separate being. I am a being. This is called Vijnanamaya Atma. Now, when Vijnanamaya Atma is understood as living inside the mind Atma, then it is further understood that this Vijnanamaya Atma is Atma. The mind Atma is a body. Mind Atma is only the place where this Vijnanamaya Atma lives and works. And so, that mind which was being called mind Atma is called mind body, means mind sheath. And then this is the Vijnanamaya Atma. Now, when further evolution takes place, I find that this Vijnanamaya Atma is a reflection of the reality. And then this Vijnanamaya Atma searches for its own reality, and it finds that the union with the bliss, which is the nature of self, is my reality. Union with that bliss self is my reality. That is called Anandamaya Atma. Now, not further insight, but the Anandamaya Atma's base is Brahman. Ucham Pratishtha is Brahman. So this Anandamaya self is called now Anandamaya body. This Anandamaya self is now called Anandamaya sheath. I think this is the best way to understand things. Now, this Vijnanamaya Kosha is I consciousness. And we find that this is only a reflection or a limitation of the real consciousness. Now, Buddhi, Ahankar, Vijnanamaya Kosh, these words become overlapping. Because just now I have pointed out that the Nishyatmika Vritti, at the base of all so-called Nishyatmika Vrittis, is that I am a Jiva, which is the definition of Vijnanamaya Atma or Vijnanamaya Kosha. And that is why these three words, the connotation of these three words becomes overlapping. I is present, it is called Ahankara. Nishyatmika Vritti, it is called Buddhi. But this Ahankara, whether it is a mental wave or I consciousness, if it is only a mental wave, there is no consciousness involved there. A mental wave. But the mental wave is illumined by I consciousness. I think I'm trying to make things as clear as possible that this I consciousness will appear as Ahankar, will appear as Buddhi. Ahankar is associated with every Buddhi, and Ahankar is only a material wave produced by the Vikshapa Shakti. But it gets a meaning when I feel it as my consciousness, I consciousness. So these three words, the meaning or connotation of these three words is overlapping. I consciousness appears as buddhi because buddhi is determinative vritti, and the determinative vritti is changing every day. So the real determinative vritti at the base of all determinative vritti is I consciousness. I am a jiva. So buddhi by its very definition shifts to Vijnanamaya kosha. But in practical life, buddhi plus jnanendriyas. Jnanendriyas or buddhindriyas, sometimes they are called, are the subtle powers which help us to recognize things. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasagandha are recognized by Jnanendriyas, and so they are supposed to be made of sattvic anshas because they reveal the things. Now, this buddhi, the determinative faculty, works only on the data brought by the Jnanendriyas. So, buddhi with the Jnanendriyas, Sadananda says, is called the Vijnanamaya kosha. Now, further we'll explain what is this Vijnanamaya kosha in our life. I hope things are clear now. From material point of view or a wave in the matter, it is called buddhi. Ahankar is always associated with that, and it is the coloring given to the consciousness of I am. And so, Vijnanamaya kosha, buddhi itself appears as Vijnanamaya kosha, but buddhi has to work on something, and that data is provided by Jnanendriyas. So, buddhi with the Jnanendriyas is called Vijnanamaya kosha. We understood from the other side that Vijnanamaya kosha lives in mind and is itself a kosha compared to the Ananda Brahman or Anandamaya being. So this is the position of Vijnanamaya kosha, and so it had to be explained like this. We proceed now. Now he is explaining this Vijnanamaya kosha, the functions. I am kartrutva, bhoktrutva, sukhitva, dukkhitva, आदि अभिमानत्वेन इहलोक परलोकगामी व्यवहारिको जीव इति उच्यते. Very clear. We have a concept of a jiva, and this jiva is only this Vijnanamaya kosha, Vijnanamaya body, Vijnanamaya non-self, compared to Anandamaya self and the Ananda Swarup self. So Ananda Swarup self appears to be Ananda, filled with Ananda, because my consciousness seeks union with the reality, and it gives joy. And so that from that side we have come, and so this Vijnanamaya kosha, what are the characteristics? I am the doer, kartrutva. Basic facets of I consciousness is that I am the doer. And side by side, I am the experiencer, bhoktrutva. I am the doer, I am the experiencer of what I am doing. So I am the experiencer. And that experience will always be either pleasure or pain. So, sukhitva, dukhitva, pleasure, happiness, this is the coloring of the I consciousness. I consciousness always is colored by I am the doer, I am the experiencer, I am happy or I am miserable, and feelings like that, Adi. And feelings like that. Adi Abhimanatvena, that Abhiman word has come here, which was associated with Ahankara. So this it feels as I. Doer, experiencer, happy, miserable, I am. That is how the I consciousness or Vijnanamaya Kosha feels. And then Ihaloka Parloka Gami Vyavariko Jiva. This is the concept of the Jiva. And through Vedanta we know that the Jiva lives in this world and goes to some other worlds. Ihaloka Parloka Gami Jiva. So it is like a unit, not actually. And it is this unit which transmigrates. This is this unit which lives in this world. That is called Vyavarika. It is this unit which appears as a separate existence in this world. And it is this unit which goes to take another body. Body after body. Till it realizes it is nothing but Brahman in its real nature. And then there is nothing taking another body. So, Ihaloka Parloka Gami Vyavahariko, that means practical life is like this. Practical life means we do feel like that. We do feel that I am a living being. We do feel that I will be reborn. So, Vyavahariko Jiva iti uchyate. Vijnanamaya Kosha is called Vyavarika Jiva. Vijnanamaya Kosha is Buddhi plus Jnanendriyas. And with Buddhi, Ahankar is always attached. That is the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Now, what is mind? I told you that the word mind is used for two things. This Antakarana itself is sometimes called mind, or one function of it is called mind. Now that function is being described. Manastu Gyanendriya Saitam San Manomaya Kosho Bhavati. Unless the Indriyas bring some data, what can mind do? Mind, we found that day, mind collates, coordinates the data brought in by the five senses. My eyes can see only color and shape. My eyes cannot see the thing. My eyes cannot see a chair or a table. But my touch tells something, taste and other things tell something. I have a memory, and all this the mind coordinates, collates, and calls it a table. So, mind is not one of the panchendriyas, but it is the collating power of all the indriya perception. So it requires the perceptions. Now these very Jnanendriyas, when associated with determinative faculty, is called Vijnanamaya Kosha, I. And this very five organs of perception connected with my mind is called Manomaya Kosha. Now, in Manomaya and Vijnanamaya, what is the difference? there is no spark of consciousness in Manomaya. Manomaya is a purely matter. The subtle elements have become organs of perception. The subtle elements have become the mind. Subtle elements might have become the buddhi, but there the I consciousness comes. That is the difference. So we wrongly feel from that side. I am the body, I am the vital sheath. Better than that is I am the mind. But I am the mind has no consciousness. I am the mind is only subtler matter. I am the mind is only five subtle matters mixed together without being combined. So manastu, buddhi is like this, but mind is Jnanendriya Sahitam San, being with Jnanendriya Manomaya Kosho Bhavati. Mind being associated with the organs of perception is called the Manomaya. Atma, later on as Manomaya Chi. So up till now, the subtle elements, then Sukshma Sharira had 17 parts, and those 17 parts were counted as Jnanendriya Panchakam, Buddhi, Manasi, Karmendriya Panchakam, Vayu Panchakam. Of that now, Buddhi, Man, and Gyanendriya Panchak has been described. Now comes Manonama Sankalpa Vikalpatmika Antakarana Vritti. As soon as some sort of perception comes, or even that does not come, in the mind a wave arises. Immediately, this or that, this or that, this or that. Such is the function of the mind. And when out of this or that, it comes to know that it is this, not that, then that is called buddhi function. And with that, I is always attached. So, this or that is a nonsensical, unnecessary, unwarranted function of our inner organ. But that is always there, which is always present. As soon as we perceive something, we are not yet perceived. It is at a distance. But immediately the mind starts working unnecessarily. So that is the mana, sankalpa, vikalpa, this or that. Sankalpa vikalpatmika, of the nature of sankalpa vikalpa, a wave in the antakarana. Anayoreva chitta ahankarayor antarbhava. Because 17 parts, 5 perception, 5 action, 5 pranas, mind and buddhi. In some places, 19 are described. And antakarana is known to have 4 functions. So what about the other 2? Sadananda says, those 2 are included in these 2. Anayoreva chitta ahankarayor antarbhava. What is chitta, what is ahankar? We have seen ahankar a little, but we'll see again. But what is chitta? Anusandhanatmika antakarana vritti chittam. Anusandhan. Search behind. In plain words, memory. Chitta is that function of the mind which gives rise to memory. It is generally the tranquil state of the mind in which memories will rise. So it is called chitta. But chitta is working all the time. And the functions of the indriyas which you have collated, they get a meaning only when memory comes along with that. So this is a interdependent process. Abhimanatmika antakarana vritti ahankara. When it tells I, that becomes ahankara. The function of the mind. The elemental function of the mind. Okay. एते पुनः आकाशादिगत सात्विकांशेभ्यो मिलितेभ्यः उत्पद्यन्ते. एते means on these four. The antakarana, man, buddhi, chitta, ahankar are made of subtle elements mixed. I think I explained that day that five things can remain together, that is mixed. And if they combine with each other, then they change their very nature. And then we will get the gross elements. So, Akashadi Gata Sattvikamsha, because it reveals Militebhya Utpaddante. So these four are produced from the five subtle elements which have already come from Atman, and these five, all five together and combined is mind, buddhi, chitta and ahankar. Different functions of the antakarana. एतेषां प्रकाशात्मकत्वात् सात्विक अंशकार्यत्वम्. The objects were called tama part because they were objects, they were not conscious. Now this being conscious, reflection of consciousness, prakashatmakatvat, appears as revealing. Our indriyas appear to reveal objects to us. Our mind reveals the objects to us. Our buddhi decides and reveals the object to us. Our chitta remembers and decides, reveal the object to us. So these being revealers are supposed to be made of Sattvikamsha. Sattvikamsha is always comparatively clearer, and so it is supposed to be of Sattvikamsha because it is of revealing nature. So we have seen Manomaya Kosha. First we saw the Antakaran along with Gyanendriyas, and we understood that Manastu Gyanendriya Sahit Manomaya Kosha Bhavati. Now, Karmendriyas. Five centers of motion. Five organs of perception, five organs of motion. That is called karma. Indriyani, organs. Vak, speech, pani, hand, pada, feet, upastha, that which is inside the thighs is called upastha. Payu is that which is below, which functions as excreting things. That is their names. Etani punar akashadinam rajonshebhya vyastebhya pruthak pruthak kramena utpaddante. They have one subtle element each in that very order. What order? Shabda element, akasha element is speech. Sparsha element, that is Vayu element, is hands. Teja element, that is Rupa element, feet. Water element, taste element, upastha. Smell element, earth element, excreta. So Kramena. And Rajavansha. Because the Karmendriyas function connecting things. So they have the Rajogun. Sattvagun, some speciality is Rajogun, and this Rajogun is in Karmendriyas. There again he will say that because we see their function, we call it Rajogun. Okay, Karmendriyas, we proceed. Vaya. 17 were described. Pancha Jnanendriyas, Buddhi, mind, Pancha Karmendriyas, 5 functions of Vayu, 5 functions of energy actually. Energy functions in our body. What are they? Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. We'll describe what they are, but from the names let us understand. Prana is that function of energy which pumps out air from the lungs. Unless the carbon dioxide collected in the lungs is pumped out, we cannot survive. We cannot inhale fresh water air unless the old air is pumped out. So prana is that exhaling pump. And when it is exhaled, that very pump functions to inhale, that is called apana. So the breathing itself has 2 types of energy functions, the exhaling and the inhaling. Vyana, blood circulation. This is a very important process going on in the body. The blood purified in the heart is circulated up to the tip of the nails, throughout the body, head, hands, feet, stomach, legs, everywhere, to the right extremities. The blood is being pumped continuously and withdrawn, both. Because when it is pumped there, it gets filled up with carbon by being used. And then it is withdrawn. And then the wind purifies and takes up the carbon and then we exhale. So this pumping of the blood throughout the body and withdrawing is called the Vyana function. Udana Samana. Udana in everyday life is like hiccup, and it has the function of carrying our subtle body to the next cross body. That is the main function at the point of death or transmigration. Samana, we digest food. Nobody else digests food for us. So in our stomach, there is an energy function which digests the food, which converts the food into body elements like bones and marrows and flesh and blood. All that is equally or balancedly distributed. So it is called the samana function of the energy inside. These are the 5 vayus or 5 energy functions. He has explained now. Prano nama praggamanavan nasagra sthanavarti. Nasagra, agra. Start with the nose. There it lives, the location. And its function is to push out the air. Praggamanavan. Push out the air. That is called the prana function. Apano nama arvaggamanavan. Vayu adhisthanavarti, which we inhale. Where it goes below. So Vayu, that last organ, is the location from where it pulls the air inside. We feel lungs are pumping, lungs pump out, And this sitting in the payu pulls in the air right from outside, inside, through stomach and like that. Vyano nama Vishwagamanavan Akila Shariravarti. Vyana is Vishwagamanavan, going everywhere with the blood, and its location is all the body. So it is a energy function located in all the body, which pumps the blood up to the extremities and sends them back also. Udano nama Kanthasthaniya Urdo Gamanavan Utkarmana Vayu. Udano is the name, its place is in throat, and it is carrying the man up outside Utkarmana Vayu. It is called Udana. Samano nama Sharira Madhyagata Ashita Pita Annadi Samikarana Kara. It is located in the stomach and it Samikaran, that means it balancedly distributes food and drink into different parts of the body. That is called Samadha. Now it defines what is digestion. Samikaranantu Paripaka Karanam Rasa Rudira Shukra Puri Shadi Karanam iti avat. So food and drink is eaten, it is paripaka. It is digested means it is changed into chyle, blood, semen, and excreta. That is the function of Samikarana. Now he said there are 5 minor functions of energy. Kechittu Naga Kurma Krukala Devadatta Dhananjayakya Panchane Vayava Santi iti vadanti. Some people among the Vedantis count 5 more energy functions. Their name is Naga Kurma Krukala Devadatta Dhananjaya. What they are, he will explain. Tasya Naga Udgiranakara. Belching is an energy function, and that Vayu function is called Naga. Kurma Unmilanakara. The eyes open and close, that is the Kurma function. Krukala Shuddhkara, that energy function which creates hunger, that is called Krukala. Devadatta Jirumbanakara, and we get yawning, that is also energy function, that is called Devadatta. Dhananjaya, Poshanakara, nourishing the body is the function, it is called Dhananjaya. Etesham pranadishu antarbhavat pranadaya pancha eva iti kechi. But other Vedanti says these are 5 included in the 5 main functions. They are not new functions. So let us count them only as 5. Etat pranadi panchakam akashadigata rajamshebhya militebhya utpadyate. This is also made of rajamsha, but militebhya. Karmendriyas, one subtle element, Rajogun, Karmendriyas. All subtle elements mixed, Rajogun, Pranas. All the different functions of the prana, all the subtle elements of mixed up, Rajogun, that is the prana functions. Now, terminology by koshas. Idam pranadi panchakam karmendriye sahitam sat pranamaya kosho bhavati. Asya kriyatmakatvena rajvanshkaryatvam. So these 5 energy functions and 5 functions of action. This is the most external, almost external, outside the mind. Mind is not counted here. Mind and karmendriyas is the manomaya kosha. Now, Karmendriyas again and Pranas, they are Pranamaya Kosha, vital sheath. Asya Kriyatmakana Raja, because it is active, it is called Rajagun. Eteshu Kosheshu Madhye. Now, it has not come to the gross, circle all. So he is now describing the functions of the koshas. Eteshu kosheshu madhye Vijnanamayo Jnana Shaktiman Kartu Rupa. Vijnanamaya is the power of knowledge and its form of I am the doer. That is the Vijnanamaya kosha. Manomaya Ichha Shaktiman Karana Rupa. Mind is instrument and desires play in the mind. And so it is instrument in the hand of the Vijnanamaya kosha. Pranamaya Kriya Shaktiman Karya Rupa. And finally, the energy function, they are of the type of actions and they are the products. Vijnanamaya, doer, Manomaya, agent, Pranamaya, product. Yogyatvad etesham vibhagaiti karnayanti. Because of their functions we say, we are given all these names. Etat koshatrayam militam sat sukshma shariram iti uchyate. So you had started from Sukshma Sharir, subtle elements make Sukshma Sharir, also called Linga Sharir, and it has 17 parts. Now it has described the 17 parts, and this out of these 17 parts, we have got Vijnanamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, and Pranamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha was beyond the subtler parts. So these three Koshatraya Militam Sat Sukshma. So these three koshas make the Sukshma Sharir. Okay. Very clear? All this is superimposition on the reality which is of Satchit Ananda only. Atrapi Akila Sukshma Shariram Eka Buddhi Vishayataya Vanavad Jalashayadva Samashti Aneka Buddhi Vishayataya Vrukshavad Jalayadva Vashtirupi Bhavati. Here also we see from God's point of view, from Devatma Shakti point of view, where the Adnana is taken in the collective sense, it is one. The three koshas or the Sukshma Sharira is one of God. And when it is looked at individually, it is called Veshti, that is persons, we persons. So we persons, subtle body of we persons and subtle body of God have this relation that is this sum total or samashti and ours is individualized thing. Like the forest and trees, like the lake and the waters. So, Atra api, in this case also, the samashti and veshti are different views of the same thing. Etat samashti upaitam chaitanyam Sutratma Hiranyagarbha Pranaschaiti Uchyate Sarvatra Anusyutatvat Jnana Ichcha Kriya Shaktimad Upaitatvat. Normally we hear our concept of God in general. God is for us. Ishvara is the creator. But after it has created, the ruler. So, this samashti of subtle bodies. And actually, that is the upadhi of the Chaitanya. Everything, all of these are upadhis of Chaitanya. Now this upadhi, mind, you may take mind in a most general sense. The Sukshma Sharira in the most general sense. And that is the upadhi of the Chaitanya. Samashti upadhi Chaitanya. And the names are Sutratma, because it connects all our individual beings together. It is the innermost reality of all individuals together. It is called Sutratma. Hiranyagarbha is the generic name. Hiranya means golden. Garbha means full of gold, means full of shining. Because on the mind level, grossness has not come, so things appear more shining due to reflection of consciousness. But the things appear more shining, so it is called Hiranyagarbha, Prana. Remember, we should not confuse by the terms. Prana is the function of air, and this also is called Prana. This also is called Prana because life principle of individuals, life principle of the universal self. So it is called Prana also. So in the Upanishads, when these names come, we should not conclude or jump. Oh, Prana means vital function. This also is called Prana. Now, why these names? Sarvatra Anusutatvat Sutratma. Because it is interpenetrating everything, it is called Sutratma. Jnana Ichcha Kriya Shaktimat. And because Jnana Shakti, Ichha Shakti is there, so it is called Hiranyagarbha. Kriya Shakti is there, so it is called Prana. Shaktimat Upaitatvacha. Samashti Upaitam Chaitanyam. So Chaitanya of which these are the Upadhis has got these names because of these functions. Now we stop here. This is also one more sutra is there. We can finish. Asesha Samashti Sula Pro. Let us take it on the next one. Let us not hurry. We have seen that this is the Chaitanya covered by this, and the covering of the Chaitanya will be described next. Covering has been described. Then covering of the Chaitanya is described. Again now, the covering will be described. That we shall take on the next term. And then we'll go to the formation of the gross world. So, we are read up to 91 sentences today. Though we were discussing for a long time the correlation between Buddhi, Ahankar and Vijnanamaya Kosha, our progress in the sense of counting of sentences is not less. From 71 we have come to 91, that is 20. So let us proceed in this way. Om Akhandam Satchidanandam Avang Manasagocharam Atmanam Akhiladharam Ashraye Vishta Siddhaye Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanam.